Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, a fan podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. As always, like, subscribe, follow whether you're listening through Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. And you can also follow through social media, Instagram, TikTok, or X. I hope everyone enjoyed the remaining of the weekend. I hope everyone enjoyed the matches from the World Cup quarterfinals. We have the first semifinal going today, France and Spain, and then England, Argentina tomorrow. The only thing I'm not liking about these semifinals is the time. 3 o'clock in the afternoon for both. So definitely not something, don't get me wrong, I'll try to watch some of it, but it's hard to give dedication when it's almost basically in a work day. So, but listen, as much as I would love to continue on and talk about the World Cup, because we are nearing the end of it, Sunday is the final. But it's time to talk about Manchester United, as always, with the podcast. And things have changed since I did my Saturday episode. Things have changed. We've added another player, Tielemans from Aston Villa, got him on his release clause, which was around £35 million. So he is all set. I believe his medical is just finishing up today. Santos and Darlow have officially been signed. As you know, like I always said, I won't believe them until we see them signing here with social media, and we've already seen that. We saw him do his release. Santos' release yesterday, Darlow going on today. So we have our two new additions. Tielemans, which is just going through the final stages. That's happening. That was a shock. As you know, when I talked on Saturday, we talked about the desperation of Manchester United. They are going to come out desperate. And like I said, as of Saturday, we had two midfielders. That's Kobbie Mainoo and Santos. And obviously the news have come out since, obviously they're working on a deal for Bruno, but the talks of using Mason Mount in a deeper role because they liked what they did last season, or like how he finished off the end of last season. Listen, I'm not shocked by that comment of them wanting to use Mason Mount. Even in my head, I figured a spin like that would come out, especially when he was healthy for X amount of games in a row. So there's that opportunity. Honestly, this transfer window has not been the best. Let's be real. I said it on there, and I've called up the Glazers and the board and Ineos. But we're in a tough match. We still, don't get me wrong, Tielemans is great. He's experienced. He's playing in the Prem. Santos is young, developing. He's there as well. Obviously, the price that we paid for the Spurs paid for Fernandes. We paid for basically two midfielders. So we have pieces in depth. As of right now, we will technically have three midfielders ready to go. Obviously, we're still waiting on what's happening with England as they play tomorrow against Argentina. And then obviously Martinez, who's with Argentina right now. So we're waiting on that. There's still the speculations of other players that they're looking at here. And it's going to be the same song. It's like Lamb Chops Play Along. It's the song that never ends. It keeps going on. We are still waiting on who that third midfielder is going to be. And whether it's going to be Alex Scott, if we're looking at Sanderberg, Baleba, Kone, who is showing up as a potential favorite. Tukamini is back in the news. It has as well. I'm just reading this all off of the updates from the Manchester Evening News, seeing that here. There is potential, even though he just signed his contract. If you're listening to this episode, and again, thank you to all those who have subscribed, liked, comment, followed, all that jazz. I greatly do appreciate it, but don't get lured into the spin of Tukamini. It's done. He signed a new contract till 2031, and now they're going to be spinning around, potentially selling him. They're doing that possibly to look for probably more funds because you're going to have to take on that contract. He's going to look like it's a bait. It's a bait. Don't go for like that. Honestly, the one I probably wouldn't go for Baleba, but looking at Sanderberg, Micha, there's Scott, there is Kone. Scott and Kone would probably be the best options, I would think. But we do need someone there in that midfield to pair up with Mainu. Like Santos is still young. Tulamini will possibly be starting. The good thing is the depth. So it's not just about Kobe Mainu being the guaranteed starter. Though I am like, do not take this the wrong way. I have been laughing a little bit about what's going on at the World Cup. Don't get me wrong, it does suck for Kobe Mainu for not getting minutes. Obviously, Rashford's not getting that many minutes. Rashford, I believe, has scored, though. But Kobe Mainu, it's just like watching what happened with Amorim again. And people believing that Tuchel should still be starting Kobe Mainu over who he's having. At the end of the day, the manager's working, and here we are. Like, it's showing exactly what it is, and Tuchel is playing his way, and he's going to, and he's not going to be bossed around by players that are going in because our United fan base is going there. And I know I've seen jokes about starting the t-shirts again, and I was just like, I've been here before. I have. So I've never seen the Twitter accounts making their comments too. But it is what it is. But having depth and having players is good because Santos and Mainu are around the same age. Alex Scott is around that age as well. So we're going to have young players if we get Scott. Kone is just going to be a couple of years older. But you're going to see competition, which is a good thing to have. Because again, and this is, and like, I'm just going back to Amorim to say anything. This is not just about bringing him up, but the things that he did say, like, some players think that they're entitled. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you've done the work and you've earned the right to fight for that spot, that's yours. But it's not yours forever. You have to fight for it. So bringing in depth is always a good thing. It is. And for this year, thank God, when we have Champions League, and hopefully that we're staying longer in the FA Cup and the League Cup, that you're going to see more rotation going through. And that's the dilemma. And that was the hell that Amorim was going through last year. There's, how do I say, there's too many hands going to the cookie jar, and not everyone was getting what they wanted. And for those that did get what they wanted and got the opportunities, they didn't excel. We were in a tough spot. And not having Champions League and all that stuff, you can blame Amorim about Champions League, but you can also blame all the players who chose not to show up when we needed them for that final. It's the truth. Like, we didn't get Champions League because it had nothing to do about a formation or anything. It's that our players didn't show up when it was a final. And it was an awful final, to say the least. But having Santos, having Tulamini, having our next midfielder there, having academy players like Toby Collier, because Toby Collier is coming up, because what happens with the next signing is going to be there. You're going to see Mason Mount allegedly being tossed around as a rotational piece for that deep midfield. So we're looking at many things here of what's going to happen, and it's not a bad thing to have. It's good to have this. That means we're going to get the best out of all of our players. And if someone thinks that they're entitled to, like, come on. But the thing is, how do I say it here? How do I say these words? Carrick is going to be told what to do. So it's not really, like, Carrick's going to probably give a lineup, and he's going to probably be told to change the lineup. Let's be real here. Wilcox is going to intervene, say, do this, do this, do this. Same with Barada, same with Sir Jim. Like, remember, we don't have a manager running our thing. We have a coach who's a puppet. It's the truth. We're not looking at Michael Carrick, the caretaker, anymore. We're looking at Michael Carrick now, the coach/manager, or whatever. That's what we're looking at here now. And it's a different thing compared to last season. This is where he's going to, like, don't get me wrong, he was being criticized and judged. But this season coming up, it's going to be even worse. It is. And the fan, like, the saying is, it's better to be proven wrong than proven right. And I hope that I get proven wrong with Michael Carrick. I do. I hope I get proven wrong. I hope I get proven wrong for what Ineos is doing, and I hope I get proven wrong. I really do. But like at the end of the day, I'm just a guy behind a microphone talking about a club that he loves. So would love for them to succeed. But realistically, right now, we're going into a season where we have unknowns. We do. We have unknowns. We don't know what's happening with Marcus Rashford. We really don't. We don't know what's going to happen with the midfield. Has the midfield improved? Like, to be fair, not really. Like, prospect-wise for future, potentially, if Santos works out, Manu goes what we expect him to be. Obviously, we're missing leadership. That's the one thing with this club. We don't have enough leaders in the mental state to help us win games. It's the truth. We don't. And obviously, we're looking at Bruno, who's going to get his contract extension. We don't know how much he's going to get paid. We have Harry Maguire coming back. Like, those guys have let more managers go than, well, goals that Portugal really scored this World Cup. Like, sorry if it's the truth. Like, yes, I'm well aware that they beat Uzbekistan 5-0, but let's be real of what else was going on. It wasn't really the best performances by Portugal this World Cup. There's not enough hours or minutes in the year for me. I can lose it. But that being said, there are a lot of unknowns for this season. Again, the unknown is we still need a midfielder. We need to know what's happening with the back. Are they going to go for another left back? We still need that. We need a rotational striker. Xerxes, I don't know what's going with him. Like, is he getting sold? Like, the players that we were expecting a clear out are not going on. Ugarte is done for the year. FIFA's covering his wages, which is fine. Xerxes not going anywhere. We're in that situation where that's what's going on. There's talks about Mazraoui and Ruben Amorim's AC Milan being interested in him. That would be foolish by us to let him go. There's the talks of Martinez being sold to Atletico Madrid for $45 million. There is the story of, I believe I saw it on the weekend, Morgan Rogers for $109 million. Not $1 million, but I think it was 109 million pounds. United were rumored to put a bid in, so I don't think that was going to happen. So yeah, there's a lot of, but realistically, from Saturday, have things improved? Yes. Have anything sounded like a desperation? No. Like, the desperation was going to be there. Let's not hide that from anything. There is the desperation of that being there. I'm just taking a look here at an article from an update from this was today from the Manchester Evening News about Adam Scott. Scott's probably not coming to United now. This is in accordance to this is from this is from the Manchester Evening News. Adam Scott, latest, Bournemouth appear to be most likely the third midfielder signing for Manchester. With those at Old Trafford looking for an addition that covers the ground, Scott could be the perfect addition. 22-year-old is expected to cost in the region of £85 million if the Cherries do decide to sell. I think it's meant to be sell. As things stand, they would rather keep him, but a sizable offer impact and turn down the contract offers. Could see that change. Arsenal, in terms of options, a new Real Madrid contract seemingly awaits Tukamini, while interest being cooled by Brighton's Carlos Saliba. Manu Kone is fairly the new target after some impressive displays in the midfield for France at the World Cup. So, yeah, you can say that Adam Scott's definitely off the board, especially when you're seeing that amount of money being sold. And that's what happens with this in this transfer market. When it came to midfielders, you just look at it and you're like, fuck. Anderson going for close to 100. What was it, including everything? 130 million pounds. Tonali going for over 100. You had Fernandes going for around 85. Guimaraes is looking to be going to Arsenal. So, and I didn't really see the details of Guimaraes, but yeah, when you're looking at Fernandes, like that set the tone of the transfer when Anderson did, but having Fernandes go, who's around the same age as Scott, for that same around price, like it's going to be ludicrous. Like either United have to get it down, or they're going to look at it, and I think that's what's going to happen. I think if they're going to go for a player, it's going to be Tukamini. Tukamini, like I said, that was stupid of me to say, especially when I just said not to fall for the bait. It's going to be Manu Kone. It has to be. It's all looking there, and I believe the cost is 55 million euros. Why the fuck would we pay 85? We can reduce it and get some less. Like right now, if we get 55, we have spare change from the budget that we were looking at for our midfield. So, and then we can use that towards an additional player, like another left back or additional striker, or maybe look at the free transfer for a midfielder, get some depth, because depth is the one thing that we're going to need. We can't go in. Again, there's so many unknowns. We can't go in with just 4 midfielders. Not with this amount of competition. We can't have it. So hopefully Toby Collier's either staying and they're going to bring it up. And if you're using Mason Mount, you're going to have to use Mason Mount realistically, but you're also going to need to have a player there who can fit into Bruno if he has to step out or go in, because Bruno cannot play every game. He's not. He shouldn't be. We shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be catering to those players. This is the one thing that's going to suck, is because of player power. I wouldn't say player power, but I believe Wilcox said those that have cost us the most should be on the field the most. Or high salary should be on there, and so and so. So, but we're going to need to see some additions. So either if you're keeping Xerxes, it's because you're going to believe him to be that step in for Bruno in that mid, or that attacking mid to transition up, which again could work. Realistically, you also have Amad Diallo who's coming back too. Like, it's a good thing to have, but it's going to be a rough day for Carrick and this fan base when we're trying to decide who we should have as the starters. So, yeah, I know I'm a little all over the map today. I do apologize, but it's what we're seeing here. And like, just going to take a look at my ex. Everyone's talking about what's going on with the Tielemans. Don't get me wrong, for what they did, what they've done. And yes, don't get me wrong, last Thursday I gave a round of applause for the stuff that they went through with what they went through with the beginning of the transfer window, obviously, but they did their job with what happened with Ederson. They found replacements, and they did it quickly. So either this is their plan all along, which that's what they're going to spin. They're definitely going to spin, or they're just going to say, hey, things happen, this is how we've moved on. But hopefully they've had all these plans before, but it's going to take, like, we don't know how to rate this. It could either go well or it could go horribly wrong. That's the thing, right? It can either go well or it goes horribly wrong. So we'll see. It'll have to take time. We're going to have to take time. So the good thing is I'm liking what the players are saying. There's talks to everyone's just posting up things. Everyone's trying to post for Sanderberg. He could be potentially that one. I know there's the Baliba because of the connection last year. If they're going for Baliba, it's because they lowered the amount. Like, if they do, you have to get them for around what Kone is going for. But, and there's still talks of Somerville. Like, we would have an abundance of wingers, and you're hoping that Rashford's staying. But we still have to address the striker. We still have to address the left back. Honestly, if you go for Kone and you get him for that price, I think it was 55 million euros, you spent well under budget for your midfield. And we would need another left back. We need a lot of things to happen. You can get another midfielder at a cheaper price if we were to find it for depth. But we can improve the left back. We can improve the strikers. If you're looking to sell Lisandro Martinez, you're going to need to bring in another midfielder. So, but yeah, it is what it is. So, but it's gonna take time. We don't know how this is, again, like I said, there's so many unknowns, but it's gonna, we'll see how it plays out. We have a lot of things again, in Patrick Dorgu, he'll be looking out on the wing as well. It's a lot of unknowns, so here we are. But you know what, Ineos has done some good work since Saturday. I'll give them credit where credit's due. But it's just a matter of, hey, it's just this is how it's going to be. So we'll see. Got to be optimistic. I know my mood may have just sounded differently here. Sorry. Just trying to get everything focused as I'm trying to multitask, recording and reading and reading something else at the same time. I'm just reading Twitter posts. We're always going to see things that people like, so on and so forth. It's just a matter of how things are going to be. And again, depth isn't a bad thing. Someone posted that Manchester United have informed Brighton that 75 million is the max they're willing to go for Carlos Saliba. That is too much still, especially with the rumors of Adam Scott, according to what's it called? The Evening News is going for close to 85 million. So they're getting, like, Brighton's going to try and stretch as much as we can. But we are getting money back from Salons. Bayender is set to leave. We'll get money for probably Vidic. We're getting money from the Greenwood deal because Marseille sold them to Fenerbahce. So this is kind of a repeat and maybe a monotone episode of Saturday. But listen, we have 3 players coming in this week, which is great. They worked on getting 3 players there. We have a keeper who has Premier League experience, which is good. We have a midfielder who's coming in with Premier League experience. We have a prospect who has shown how well he can play. So the question is now, are we bringing in players to give leadership? Like, we need someone to fill in the leadership role. Casemiro is still missing. That emphasis in the locker room is still going to be there. We need that to be brought in. It's a good thing that you have the connection with Santos and Cunha from the Brazil national team. It's going to take time for this to work out. The one thing, again, hopefully, because we have our first preseason game, for those players that we signed, hopefully they're good to go for preseason. Probably won't be this weekend, but probably in the next 1 or 2. Have them healthy, getting Bruno back, just getting in the signings. That is the one thing. Yeah, because Tielemans is done with Belgium. Getting these signings in for preseason and getting them ready for the season, that is key. That's where United have also, when it came down to it, some signings, yes, we made great signings, but when they've entered into the conversation of playing, sometimes they're jumping in as the season starts, so they're getting time to warm up. They need the preseason. We do. We have plenty of preseason games. We're going to be playing. We're seeing Ruben Amorim against AC Milan the week before the season starts. So we're going to have our challenges. We are. Like, there's going to be ups and downs. Please remember that when we're doing preseason, and I am going to do a preview match of preseason Obviously, possibly Thursday. It might be tough for me to do the watch along, but I might try and do a watch along. I think I'll dabble in a watch along. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. But realistically, this is preseason that's coming up here. The goal is to see how the players are working, how they're fitting, the time that's going to take, how they're going to work out. Like, we're going to have players there. It's going to take time. This preseason's there is just to see what's going on. If we lose every game in preseason, but there's things that I like, I'm happy with it. If we're losing every game and nothing was going well, okay, I'm not going to like certain things. If we win every game, but the games, like, if we win everyone, the games don't matter if we win. Please remember that. Preseason there is to get everyone fit and ready to go for the season. A win, don't get me wrong, I'm sure the win. I'm sure people are going to be hyping up like this is an FA Cup final or a Champions League final when we play Amorim. But realistically, this is just time to get the players ready, fit and ready to go and familiar with what's going on with Manchester United. They were here to check out to see how some prospects, academy players are looking. So this preseason is just like, I just want the players that we're signing to be there for the preseason and ready to go. So I'm not going to try and sell, be like, oh my God, did you see so-and-so in preseason? He's got to start against Hull City. Like, I would like him on the bench for Hull City, if he's playing well because he's earned it, but I'm not having him start. Like, let's be honest here. And I know they're still talking about Somerville. But we need to, like, am I happy with whatever's happened? Like, again, just to answer my own question, am I happy with everything that's gone on since I basically either Thursday or Saturday's episode? Am I happy since then? Let's just say my mood's improved from this transfer window. My mood has improved, and we got those transactions done quickly. We got the Tielemans done really quickly. Obviously, we know Ineos had that thing about age, but it moved. Everything moved quickly. So I'm going to leave that there for the episode today. I will be back Thursday with another episode, catching up on a few things. But we have our signings. Kone is on the block. We have Kone is on the mention. Same with Adam Scott. Same with Baliba, Sanderberg. But we have Tielemans, and we have Santos as our new midfielders. Darlow. So we have our talks there, and obviously, the Mason Mount news, Bruno. Like, right now, there's a lot of unknowns for our midfield. We know that we have depth, but the question is how are they going to play, and who's going to be starting against Hull City? I think that's the question. I think this is now the road to who is our starting pair for Hull City and who's going to be our starting pair for Champions League. So, but yeah, I'll be back Tuesday, or not Tuesday, because today is Tuesday. I'll be back Thursday, to discuss more, just catching up on what's going on. Maybe we have a new player. Maybe it's Kone. I don't think it's Tukamini. Yeah, I think that has gone bye-bye. So right now, I'm just following up to see if there's anything else. At the latest, right now, we're just talking about the latest I've come in is just talking about the exit of Bayender and Vittel. So it's just a matter of see how it just seeing if there's anything else, any other Manchester United news. Yeah, Darlow joins from there. It's just a matter on, and then seeing the Tukamini news, I think that's I think, sorry about that. I think the Tukamini deal is just a bait. Don't go for it. Don't go for it. Just leave it as is. Just go with hold on here. Dar wants to join Manchester United and become the next signing. This is from Football 365. Nico Williams, sorry. Yeah, he's a potential as well. So, I'm not going to get into what's happening with the English national team for the World Cup. But yeah, so I'll talk to you guys on Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. If I don't talk to you guys on Thursday, I will talk about the game on Saturday as we're getting ready to play. Let me just confirm. Who are we playing on Saturday? July. Oh, we're playing Wrexham. Yeah, we got Wrexham. Oh, they're playing at 3 p.m. on Saturday? I thought they were playing in the morning. The question is it my time or their time? That's the thing. Where is my... Give me one moment here. Let's take a look at here for a second. I love how I was getting ready to leave, and then I just get distracted with something else. England soccer, fixtures. Schedule. No. United. Yeah, there we go. Why it shows. Sorry, 11 a.m. on Saturday, my time. They're playing in. Where are they playing? We are playing Wrexham, so yeah, we're playing. So, yeah. Then we got PSG, Leeds, and Milan. Yeah, the August the 15th is when we're playing. August 1st against Atletico. Yeah. So, all right, leave it there again. I'll talk more about the preseason as we're coming up, as I mentioned a little bit here. But yes, I'll talk to you guys Thursday. Enjoy the rest of the week. I'll enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, follow YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and as well as social media, Instagram, TikTok, or X. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick Podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.